What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 7 of my NHL 24 Washington Capitals Franchise Mode Series. As always, guys, thank you so much for supporting these videos. If you wouldn't mind leaving a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. As you guys can see, we're currently 4-2 in the preseason. Quinn Hughes there actually popping off 9 points in 6 games. If you guys missed the last episode, unfortunately, we did not win the Stanley Cup. We went to the Montreal Canadiens, who actually beat us in the Eastern Conference Final after winning back-to-back Stanley Cup. So good for Montreal. Hopefully, though, we can dethrone them this episode and become champions ourselves. Obviously, we only got 4 episodes left here, so we're running out of time. I do think this team is definitely a Stanley Cup contender, though. So, as you guys can see here, first line, we got a 94 Gab McKenna playing with Hagens and Kachuk, plus 5 chem for that line. Hagens we just made a huge trade for, 2290 high elite. Hopefully, we'll get a gold X Factor soon. I feel like he definitely deserves it. Awesome wrist shot there. 99 offensive awareness. Just a very good all-around player. You look at the second line as well. Boychuk, McCamey, and Miroshnichenko. They get a plus 5. Miroshnichenko there's now an 89. He's also got an awesome wrist shot. Pretty good playmaker. McCamey here doesn't have a great shot, nor is he that fast, but he's a good playmaker. Very solid defensively, so should be a solid center in the middle. He's also got good physical. On the right wing there, Boychuk got 99 passing with a pretty accurate shot. So hopefully that line does well. Third line here, you got Berkeley Catton playing with the Griva twins. Both 83s now. Fourth line's Crystal, Leonard, and Wilson. Wilson's still the captain, but demoted to the fourth line being 81. Defensively here, the top pair is insane. Hughes and Sider. They were 92s, now 91s, but still very solid. Landon DuPont here we traded for. Now an 82, highly potential. I'm hoping he can have a breakout year. He's actually signed for an extra level deal for 2 more seasons. Sandin's paired up with him there. Fairbury, Perez on the bottom pairing. Goaltending here, we got Guyan starting now an 84. Ball backing him up. So overall, like, really no holes on this team. Look at power play 1 there. Like, it is pretty stacked. Even power play 2, I think, should be very capable. They also get a plus 5 chem. Look at the 4-mans there. I feel like, they're both solid. PK-wise, I mean, McCamey and Catton are both very good defensively. And as I mentioned, Hughes and Sider got to be probably the best deep pair in the NHL right now. Now, on PK2, I've actually got the Griva twins, which I think is pretty cool. PK3, you can see we got Leonard out there, Kachuk. I think everyone gets some special team time except for Tom Wilson, just because I think he's, like, getting worse and worse. So honestly not going to matter. Now, in terms of the AHL team, they also look pretty solid. Like, the entire top 6 is in the 80s. Even the bottom 6 there is all 79s with Joseph. He's a 78. He's only 20. Defensively there, pretty much all high 70s. Allen's the worst, but he's still a 76. Goaltending, we got Sergei starting, who's an 81. So a lot to look forward to there, I think, on both teams. Now, with the NHL team here, guys, I actually want to give you an update, not on the captaincy, but on the jersey numbers. Some people are asking about it. So, Berkeley Catton again, number 34, too. That's what he wears right now in juniors. I actually noticed McCamey wore 19 last year, which I saw a lot of you guys saying you want to have retired for Nick Backstrom, so I changed him to 91 there. Of course, I've made sure no one's wearing Alex Ovechkin's number 8. Now, Tom Wilson here was 43, so Hughes has to wear 44. Someone said he should wear 5 or 7, because that's where he's won in college. Unfortunately, both 5 and 7 are retired there with the Capitals, so I'm leaving at 44. Once Wilson retires, Hughes can have his regular number. Boychuk, of course, wants 99. He's wearing 98. So there's just kind of all the numbers in case you guys were curious. Also, you guys, before I show the ratings for this team, there are a couple contract extensions I need to do. I just noticed Boychuk actually level deal for the next 2 years. Like, that is so big. Honestly, Sandin, we might not be able to bring back. He wants $5.5 million for next year. We've only got 5, which should be enough to bring back the Griva twins. They're both 83s. Haven't actually made the NHL yet. They're asking for, like, no money. They're on an extension. 2 years, it doesn't change. 3 years, 1.5. Honestly, we can get them for, like, 3 years, 1.35. I feel like they're going to at least stay at 83s, and at that point, we have them for the rest of this franchise. I think that's a very fair offer. And actually, the rest of our forwards are under contract. Again, Wilson definitely making too much money, but he's the captain. I'll stay loyal. Goalies there are good as well. And in terms of the team's ratings here, guys, as you can see, we've got 97 offense, and 96 defense, and 85 goaltending. So hopefully this team is good enough to make a deep run in the playoffs. We'll see what happens. And there we go, guys. Gustav Griva accepted the offer. Hopefully his twin brother did as well. He did, so I'll have the rest of the franchise, which I think is pretty cool. All right, guys, so at the end of December here with a record of 23-10-1. I feel like we're playing pretty good hockey. We're currently first place there in the division. Take a look and see who our leading scorer is. And Brady Tkachuk, over a point per game. Love seeing that. AHL team here. You got Casey and Ken leading the way, over a point per game. And their team is first in the division as well. Okay, so both teams off to a hot start. Hopefully, they can keep it going. Look at this terrible trade offer, guys. They're letting you want to give us a 5th and a 6th for a 3rd and a medium starter goalie. Like, a medium starter goalie in the 5th or 6th round would be amazing value. So I'm basically dropping down 2 rounds and giving them an amazing 6th round pick guaranteed. No idea, like, what the IGMs are on about there. All right, guys, so apparently goalie prospects with medium starter potential have 0 value. Montreal here offering us a 3rd and a 4th for our 3rd and a 4th, plus Rogalski. Like, that makes no sense. If you look at him here, he's 20-60. Like, he's not a terrible prospect at all. I do not understand that one. I was just like making sure, he wasn't 25 or something and 60 overall. Like, what are they trying to do there? All right, guys, for another trade deadline here with a record of 38-20-4, continuing to crush it. First in the division still. AHL team here, 39, 12, and 3. They're also first in the division, so pretty awesome to see. And look at that, Casey's leading the AHL team in scoring, point per game right now, so maybe he'll replace Sandin if we need to call somebody up. NHL-wise, Brady Tkachuk, 72 and 62, so awesome to see him having a career year right now. We'll get to the deadline. Obviously, we're a buyer. We don't have a ton of cap space, but you can always, retain a guy at 50%, find somebody solid in a cheap deal. We'll definitely look around, see what's available. Alexander Barkov, 1 year left at $10 million. Wouldn't be bad. Next to him, you actually got Konsta Helenius there, unsigned by the Coyotes, 91 overall. I can't believe they couldn't find the money for him. Same with Abanak there at the Ducks, didn't get a contract, so kind of annoying. I think that was supposed to be fixed this year. Alexander Nikishin, Pavel Zacha, Fabian Zetterlund, Josh Norris, Vinny there, Forsberg, Shabbat, Predators selling big time. And unless you guys take a look at Guyan stats here, just make sure he's still playing well as the starting goalie. He's actually playing really well. Jeez, 9.25 save percentage, 2.5 goals against. Maybe should have never even brought in a Skarov because he's definitely a legit starter. Could definitely see him going up in rating after this season. But I'll look around now and see, where we could add. Again, I think the team is pretty solid, so I'm just going to find somebody for the right price. Now right here, guys, trying to make a small trade with the Florida Panthers to get P. Laine. It's not Patrick Laine, though. It's Pavel Laine, 2177, medium top 6. First round pick, 2027. He's actually a real prospect. Born in 2009, which is crazy to think about. If we get like the next Patrick Laine here for pretty cheap, I would love that. He's also finished as well, offering up a second next year's draft and a fourth in this year's draft. I doubt, we get a player as good as him. Plus, I think it'd just be cool if he actually can make our team here in the next couple seasons. We'll see what the Panthers say. Trades accepted. Wow, yeah, that's an awesome prospect. This year, still have, a few picks as well, but obviously, we're going for the cup, so it's not a big deal. And the trade deadline's now complete, guys. I actually only made that one small trade. I was looking all around the league, and just nothing made sense. We only had a couple million in cap space. I feel like, the team is pretty good, so why rock the boat? Dennis Senko there goes to the Senators. Zach Dean to the Panthers. Looking through, of course, our trade for Laine. You got Alan Felt to the Jets. Pierre-Olivier Joseph to the Senators. Saugar to the Ducks. Dubé to the Red Wings. Duclair to the Preds. Novak to the Hurricanes. Alexander Wenberg to the Arizona Coyotes. Rodriguez there to the Blue Jackets. Ryan Johnson to the Senators. Riker Evans there to the Islanders. Kovalenko to the Golden Knights. Marchment to the Golden Knights. Really not that busy with trade deadline at all. So hopefully, like I said, just keeping the team as is will be the right move. And I'll make some noise here in the playoffs. Simon Holmstrom here honestly isn't a terrible pickup. I just don't need him, so I'll decline. So after the trade deadline, guys, obviously no change to the NHL team. I really do think they're going to win the Stanley Cup as they are. I don't think they've even had any rating changes too during the season, so we'll see what happens there. In terms of the AHL team, only small change. There's Laine's on the squad, now on the fourth line, just because all the other forwards are higher rated than him, but I'm sure he'll be like a top 6 player for us next season. Alright guys, for the season now with a record of 51, 25, and 6. Solid year for sure. 108 points there, which, okay, no, Montreal Canadiens, they're just so dominant. 121, are you kidding me? I was going to say, though, I maybe had to stop making trades at the deadline. The team really liked the fact I kept them together, as they actually went on to win 9 straight games before losing there to the Boston Bruins. Unfortunately, we did have, some more losses in April, but still, a very solid season. Have to be happy with that. At this point, we just got to get lucky in that playoff sim. Brady Tkachuk there, 93 points. AHL team, Casey, over a point per game, slower leading scorer. Bears have 103, which is the highest in the league. So if they win the regular season again, next year they'll take a look at NHL, see how everyone else did behind Tkachuk. I'm hoping McKenna there, as well as Hagens, had big years. Hagens, over a point per game, 52 goals. I think he was definitely like the missing link on that first line. McKenna, almost a point per game, only 18 goals, but 61 assists. Hughes at 74, so bounce back year. Miroshichenko at 60. Boychuk, 55. Sider 46, Catton 45. Same with McCamey there, which I'm actually pretty impressed by. The first Grieva at 33, same with Sandin. The other one at 32. I mean, we'll take that for third liners. Dupont at 32. Again, should just keep getting better there with that highly potential. Leonard 29. Not terrible for fourth line. I'd like to get him up at least playing, but just a lot of guys in front of him. In terms of the goaltending here, Guyan had a 916 save percentage, 2.73 goals against. I think that's very, very good. AHL, Sergey's numbers, pretty incredible, which is kind of what you'd expect, though, for an 81 playing in the AHL. Behind Casey, you had Beck there, 66. Sadu at 61. He's an 80 low elite power forward. He could actually make the jump next year. Low defensive awareness, but great shot block, stick check, 5-star physical, 99 strength. Yeah, I feel like he's the kind of guy you want on that fourth line. Androdov, Schaefer, Rosen there, all at 60. This Liney dude at 53. I don't think that's with us, though. Yeah, with us, he had 7 and 14. Before that, though, he had 46 and 55. So, like I was saying, I think we do play him in the top 6 next year, get some ice time. He'll do well in the AHL. Connor McDavid, another big season for him, 120. Followed by Kyle Connor, Robertson, Draisaitl, Nylander, Suzuki, Caulfield, Perfetti, Bedard even had 100. Same with Hintz. Looking at goals, Matthews 60, does win the Maurice Richard. Defensive scoring here, Erik Karlsson put up 89, 39 years old. He's still doing it. Quinn Hughes, though, 74 is a plus 52. He's got an outside shot at the Norris just because he got such a good plus-minus there. I think, we saw with Travis Sanheim before. Goaltending stats here, Logan Thompson, 48 wins. This Canadiens team is honestly unreal. Luke Dostal, though, higher save percentage, 918. And Guy in there, not far behind him with a 916. Of course, we're talking about starters. And then Dostal also has the lowest goals against. Again, Guyan, the next best goals against before he's starting goaltender. Rookie skaters here. Brucewick's here with the Vegas Golden Knights, had 57 points. Defenseman as well. Blackhawks had a guy with 50. The Greba Twins, 4th and 6th in scoring. Lane Dupont was 7th. So the fact that we did as good as we did, and we have a few rookies there who are all contributing, gonna get better. I think that's a really good sign of what's to come. Andrew Crystal as well had almost 30 points, playing 4th line, 2nd power play. That's solid. Also, too, guys, I just noticed this Mason St. Louis guy there. For a second, I thought it might have been reincarnation of Martin St. Louis, but that's pretty cool. And on the first round of the playoffs, guys, we're up against the Buffalo Sabres. They've actually got Yurov on the team now, playing with Thompson and Cousins on that first line, which is pretty nasty. Second line as well, Bjork, Savoy, and Benson. Third line's not too bad. They got an 86, Jack Quinn. Fourth line's a bunch of 80s. Defensively here, Owen Powers down 91, Dalina 90. Apart from them, actually, Hannafin and Samuelson 84, 85. Interesting on the bottom pair with the two lower rated 82s on the first and second. Maybe they're just going for the depth approach. Devin Levi there, 90 overall. Ratzlaff backing up to 84. So this is a pretty good team to be getting, I think the first wild card spot. Hopefully we can take them out. We had 10 more wins in the regular season. I'd love to make another run. Maybe get some redemption here against the Montreal Canadiens if we do meet them later on in the playoffs. Having said that, we got to worry about the Buffalo Sabres first. First two games are at home. 4-1 win and a 5-3 loss. I'll go 1-1. Head to Buffalo now, game 3 and 4. And we get a 2-1 loss, not good. 2-1 win, all right, there we go. That was crucial. Tie this series up, headed home. Another 2-1 loss. Oh my goodness, guys. All right, game 6 is in Buffalo. Do or die. Can we get it done? And 3-1 early. Kachuk, Catton. Kachuk's actually got 2. Savoy for them. 3-2 now. Savoy again. 6-3, we hold on. No Hattie for Brady Kachuk, but that's all right. We will take the W. So, force a game 7. Back home, Washington, D.C. Hopefully can get past the Sabres here in round 1. I saw the Montreal Canadiens swept the Red Wings, so we still do have a chance there if we can get by Buffalo. And after 1, it's 0-0. After 2, it's 1-0. Outshooting them 26-21. Very, very of all players, and gets our lone goal. 2-2 now. They were actually up 2-1. Hagenso tied it. Of course, trade for him. He wants to keep the playoff hopes alive. Oh my gosh. Going to second overtime. Look at that. Shots are tied 44-44. And there you have it, guys. Bjork with the Sabres gets the game and series winner. How is this team losing in round 1? Come on. The good news is the whole core is coming back. We're losing Sandin, and that's pretty much it. So, hopefully can make another run at it next year, but that is still so disappointing. And AHL team at least gets by round 1. I was worried they'd be out in first as well. They got the Lehigh Valley Phantoms here round 2. Still a best of 5. And they are currently up 2-1. And they actually won that thing in 5. Went all the way to the last game. They got the Syracuse Crunch now in the conference final. And they swept them. And now they got the San Jose Barracuda here in the Calder Cup final. Okay, so this is really cool. I'm just going to sim this one a couple games at a time. We're up 2-0 early. Oh my gosh, AHL team. They're up 3-0. Can they do it? Can they win the Calder Cup? This would be super cool. And after the first period, we're down 2. Maybe I shouldn't have simmed this thing. We'll resume just in case they can somehow come back. 4-1. 5, okay. It's 5-1 now, so I think I can pretty safely, sim the period. We lose 6-1, so the San Jose Barracuda there did not want to get swept. Still, we got a 3-1 series lead, and we're actually headed home here for Game 5. Let's see what happens. First period, we're up 2. Isaac Rosen, Reed Schaefer. Second period, still 2-0. Maybe the guys can hold on here for our first Calder Cup. Owen Beck makes it 3-0, about half of the third period now. I feel like we should be good. 5 minutes to go. 3, 2, 1. All right, yeah. We're out shooting them 36-15, 3-goal lead. They've actually got to play with some X factors there. Marcus Grossman, which is pretty cool. We do not, but still, what do we have? 85, 79, 80 to their 76, 78, 81. We're the much better team on paper. All right, guys, so we got a little under 10 seconds left to go here. Still 3-0. I'm really hoping next year this can be the NHL team we're watching about to win a Stanley Cup. But there you have it. The Hershey Bears, for the first time in this franchise, Calder Cup champions. Love to see that. I think, too, that just shows you've got some good young players that can get called up if we need it. Otherwise, we're probably just going to look to be, back-to-back Calder Cup champions again, as most of these guys are under 26 on this team. So Honestly should be able to run it back, which I think is very cool. And right here, guys, you have the handshake. I'm not going to lie, I'm actually not even sure who's the captain of the AHL team. Number 32 there. I don't know who that is. All right, guys, so there we have the captain shaking the commissioner's hand, about to pick up the trophy. I'm really curious who this is. Okay, Lindstrom. Right there, though, you have Sergei lifting the cup. I think he's a big part of this win. 81 overall goalie in the AHL. Definitely gave us a bit of an advantage. And finally here, guys, the classic team pick with the Calder Cup. Like I said, hopefully next year we're looking at a Stanley Cup team pick. And the playoffs are now complete, guys. The New York Rangers actually won the Stanley Cup. Curious to see like who they took out. Brady Tkachuk over a point per game in that first round. I think we really did just get unlucky. Obviously, went 7 there with the Sabres. McKenna was also over a point per game, and he was actually putting up an assist a game, which is pretty impressive. Landon Dupont, 5 points as a D-man. Same with Quinn Hughes. He was playing second pair, second power play. I think that, again, that's a really good sign of things to come. Hagen's definitely, I think, could have been a little bit better. Let's see. I mean, okay, guy in there, 9-3-4 and a 2-1-9. That's not good enough to get out of round 1. Like, what is the rest of the team doing there? Taking a look at the playoff team, like I mentioned. So the Rangers beat the Hurricanes in 5, Sabres in 5, Canadiens in 6. They finally stopped that dynasty. And then the Golden Knights in 5 as well. Never even having to go to a Game 7. That's pretty impressive. Now looking at the awards next here. McDavid, another Art Ross trophy. Also won the Hart. Quinn Hughes did get the James Norris, that plus 52. Let's go. That's pretty cool to see. Kyle Connor, Lady Bing. Bruce Wicks got the Calder. Adam Foxler got the Conn Smythe. Wow, and Guyan got the Vezina. So I think he had the second most wins, save percentage, and goals against. And because Logan Thompson had the most wins, didn't have like the lead in save percentage or goals against, it just went to him. So that's pretty sweet. Like we had the Norris Trophy winner, the Vezina Trophy winner. Unfortunately, nothing really to show for it. Dostal and Demko split the William Jennings there. Simishev had the Bill Masterton. Canucks coach Jack Adams. Frank Nazar got the Selke, so back-to-back Blackhawks. McDavid, Ted Lindsay, and then Matthews, of course, with that Maurice Richard. Now looking at the AHL team awards, we won the Calder Cup and we won the regular season. So just a clean sweep there for the AHL team. Of course, that means we won the conference, both in the regular season and the playoffs. Also, too, won our division. So just a ton of awards there for the AHL team. Individually, Rem Pitlick, most points. Also MVP. Andronov, most goals, though. Okay, I didn't even realize that. Pretty cool. Voinov, best rookie. Casey, best defenseman, back-to-back years. I think he's 27 now, so I think he might just be like an AHL stud for us. Zavragan there, best goalie. Casey also got MVP of the playoffs. Foodie there at sportsmanship. Lanthier, community involvement, and then Sergei, best goalie. So honestly, it took him a lot of hardware this year between both teams. So even though, you know, it was a first-round exit for the NHL team, still pretty happy with that overall. And look at that, guys. Casey, MVP of the playoffs with 19 points, only 1 goal. But averaging almost an assist a game as a defenseman, I think, is very impressive. So we'll get to the offseason now, guys. Of course, look at retired players, draft, all that stuff. Now, in terms of retired players, I feel like the only one we could even have is Tom Wilson. And I think he's still a bit young for that. Are you kidding me? Montreal, after winning back-to-back cups, now picking 2nd overall in the draft after still making the conference final via the Sharks. What is happening? And the Flyers there jump from 6-1. Montreal, I mean, I've got to take some notes of that GM as they're putting on an absolute masterclass here in this franchise sim. But like I mentioned, guys, we'll take a look at retired players next. John Tavares calls it quits, retires a Maple Leaf. Johnny Gaudreau there as well with the Blue Jackets. He was only 36. Chris Letang, 43 years old. He played quite a bit. Eberle at 40. John Carlson finally retires. You can see he was down to a 75. Still making 2.6. Why were they paying him that in the AHL? I don't quite understand, but they chose to do it. Obviously, shout out to Carlson. Was a great player for us. Mark Stone, Kadri, Mike Hoffman, Kel Granlund. I saw Kaufman here. He's down to a 68. He was a 72 at the deadline, making 6.5. 40 years old. I don't know what some of like these AIGMs are thinking with some of these contracts, but I'm looking through here. I don't see Tom Wilson. So yeah, I think he's still going strong. Goaltenders, Bobrovsky calls it quits. Same with Freddie Anderson, Gibson, Grubauer, Forsberg. Pretty big year actually for goalies in terms of retirements. All right, guys, so it's time for the draft now. All we have is some mid-round picks. So hopefully our scouts, did some work this year, found some steals. We could trade the rights to Sandin as well, just because, as I mentioned, don't think we can really bring him back. Looks like the top 5 players, the medium elites. We've actually got some gems this year. Low elite, 252. That's really good. Medium top 4. That's a late second. Maybe we can move up from our 3rd spot. This is probably one of the lowest ranked gems I've ever seen. Daniel Long here is a goalie in Niagara, ranked 410. He's a gem. That would be like a 12th round pick or something if it even existed. That's crazy. So can definitely get him with the last pick of the draft. That is honestly so funny. I've never seen such a low ranked gem before. Now we'll sort by potential here. McTaggart could be a high elite, but he's going 12. Same with the Swedish goalie. We had really good luck last year when that happened, so we'll definitely try and take him. Now the Swedish player here, Paulson, going to be like an early 3rd. Has a good chance to be medium elite, so see if we can make a move on him as well. Might have to actually add some mid-round picks, but if we can get a pick back for like Sandin's signing rights, maybe trade away some other guys we don't need. Ooh, wow, look at this. 2 guaranteed low elites, both going late. Like, well, I'm first in there at 223. That's a 7th round pick. Crest is like a 5th. We can get some really good value. Okay, so our scouts did do good. It's like they knew we only had mid-round picks. McGinn here, guaranteed medium top 6. Gonna go like 143. Actually, TA's 5 years, but still, like, we're more worried about the potential, so we're still happy with that. And are you kidding me, guys? Look at this. Rafael Capusta, guaranteed medium top 4 defenseman, also gonna be like, 4th, 5th round pick. Our scouts did work this year. And now right here, guys, trying to get trade the Nashville Predators to get their 2 third-round picks that are on the block. We're offering up one of our thirds, which is a lot later. Also, Preston Holtby, medium top 9 forward, medium top 6 defenseman. They're okay. Basically, I'm just hoping we get better players with the thirds. We'll see what the Predators say to this. The value's pretty equal. Trades rejected. Okay, I kind of figured wasn't quite enough, but I wonder, like, this year's draft, we found a lot of good players. Let's trade a 6th round pick next year as well. There you go. Okay, so the 2 guys I was looking at were the high elite goalie as well as the Swedish forward who could be medium elite. I guess we take a quick look here at the first round. So you got 81 medium elite on the Flyers. Montreal gets a 79 medium elite left winger. Immediately joins the team. He's got some X factors, a power forward there with an all 90 shot. The rich just get richer here. As I mentioned, the top 5 there were all medium elite. So just kind of your classic, which is kind of surprising because I do have the draft class quality, prospect quality set to medium. But since I've done that, the top 5s remained pretty standard. Cook here, guaranteed medium top 4 defenseman. I actually forgot about him. Wow. So do we have to get another pick? Actually, TA could be 3 years. Fred Cook, he's a gem too. I'm going to take him. And let's see, medium top 4, 66. That's pretty cool. We'll send to our next pick, guys, number 76. Again, there's actually 2 guys here I'd like. First is Lindback, who could be a high elite goalie. The other there is Paulson. We'll go Lindback because he is a little bit higher ranked. And he's a 48 high elite. Are you kidding me? Back-to-back drafts with a high elite goalie. Now we got to get back into this draft here to try and get that Swedish forward. I feel like, a 3rd round pick. I'd honestly like to keep the picks we have just because there's a lot of good players available. We could trade like our 4th next year and a 7th the year after. We actually have an extra 7th there from the Penguins. I think that's from the trade we made where we gave away a player and we gave away like a pick so long in the future. That's pretty funny. The Avs say yes. So a 7th round pick to move up around works out really well, especially if this player is actually a player and somebody that can make the team in the next few years. So Magnus Paulson, come on down. And 61 medium elite. Are you kidding me? What a draft. In particular, what a 3rd round. We get a medium elite forward, a high elite goalie, and a medium top 4 defenseman. That's got to be one of the best 3rd round drafts of all time. Like, come on. And I just did our next pick here, guys, in the 4th round. Again, there's actually so many guys I'd like to take. We might try and get some mid-round picks, but like, look at this. I think I've got 8 guys still pinned. They're all supposed to be pretty good. So clearly our scouts are working. I made sure, every summer hire high-rated scouts if they're available. But here we're looking at Rafael Capusta, guaranteed medium top 4 defenseman. Only 57 overall, but in the 4th round, like, you cannot be upset with that. It's a great pick. And right here, guys, making a small trade. The Jets offer them the Lightning's 4th rounder next year for their 4th rounder. They should say yes because the 4th rounder we're getting is actually kind of late, but as I showed you guys, a ton of players I want in this draft in particular. So right here, we do have a couple options. McGrattan could be a medium top 6, but there's somebody else I want, unless he got taken. Stefan Kress here, guaranteed low elite. He's also a power forward, which I think, has a better chance of making our bottom 6. So I'm actually going to go with Kress here, the German, over McGrattan, especially too because he is guaranteed. 53 overall, I mean, yeah, we take that. And look at this guy, we definitely made the right pick. McGrattan there was only a medium bottom 6, so so glad we went the sure thing in Kress. Next year, guys, I'm making a small trade. The Avalanche trying to move up 15 spots in the draft, getting those sign rights to Sandin. I have to retain 50%, which is still kind of funny to me. They say yes. I mean, they basically got his signing rights for free. So we'll sim through the 5th round now. I'm trying to think who the next guy's available, but honestly, after this player, I think everyone left. Oh, it's McGinn there, the guaranteed medium top 6. Tucker McGinn. And only 49 overall, but still a medium top 6 in the 5th is amazing. What I was going to say is actually all the rest of the players that are available are 7th round picks, and I think only one of them isn't going to be like a last pick. So I'm going to go and look here. Yeah, like these are the teams. We just want all these late picks. Unfortunately, they're all different teams, but honestly, I might just trade like 3 future 7ths for all 3 of their 7ths and should be able to get every player. So first here, guys, offering Montreal a 2033 7th for their 7th. They say yes, which honestly makes sense because the chances are that 7th round pick will not be like the last pick in the draft when it happens. Vegas here, I'm offering the same thing, but even one more year in the future. And finally here, guys, trying to get the last pick in the draft from the Rangers. I'm actually offering up a couple players here, Spalling, Malkin. Malkin, I like the name, but he's only a 73 at 24. Spalling's got low top 9. They say yes. I'm pretty sure we're actually guaranteed to get a better prospect too. So we'll send to our next pick here. It's number 188, which is actually at the end of the 6th round. At this point, we're actually reaching on a guy, but it's okay. So we got 4 players left. The next highest ranked is Von Fersen, guaranteed a low elite left defenseman. 70 overall, left, what? 70 overall, low elite, enforcer defenseman. Von Fersen, John Von Fersen, what a name. Wow, I'd love to get him in the lineup. 5-star physical already with 98 strength. What a player. That is actually so cool. He's got 88 shot block as well. Kind of decent hands for a enforcer defenseman. 70 overall at 19. Late 6th round pick. Wow, this has been like a draft for the ages. And now next year, guys, to finish off the draft, we have the final 3 picks. Normally this would amount to nothing, but luckily our scouts are just godly. So we got these 3 guys here. We'll just do it based on ranks. So you got the Gem here from Austria. 48 overall, low elite defenseman. Next up, I'm going to take Estrada, even though Long's the Gem. Look at his rank. It's so funny. So Chandler Estrada could be medium top 6. He's medium bottom 6. Our first miss, I guess. And then Mr. Irrelevant here, who's not irrelevant at all. You got Daniel Long, who's supposed to be a low elite as he's a Gem. And he is a low elite, 48 overall goaltender. So yeah, what a draft there. I can't believe just how many players we hit on. We literally had 1 miss, and it was the second last pick of the draft. So yeah, that's awesome. And so another re-sign phase here, guys, with $5.5 million in cap space, which actually might have been just enough to sign Sandin, but honestly, we simply don't need him. I look at the defensive core here, of course, led by Hughes and Sider. Hughes is back up to a 92 after winning the Norris. And then got Ferrier 85, Dupont 84 getting better. Perez 81 is fine for the bottom pair. Howden there's an 80. He actually grew like 4 overall this summer, gonna keep getting better as well. Casey, back-to-back AHL Defenseman of the Year. Definitely gonna keep him for the rest of this just to, keep putting up those points. Look at the AHL team here too. Chaika's 27. We can let him go, but they're going to actually be solid again. And Von Fersen here actually could have been our AHL team. Unfortunately, though, he'll have to go back to junior, so we'll just leave him unsigned for 1 more season. And now looking at our goaltenders here, guys, Guy ends up to an 85. As I mentioned, I thought he had really good numbers. Ball's a solid backup. Sergeev could bring back for the AHL, but I mean, Solin, 21-77, medium starter. He's not that bad. He's got 90 rebound control, 90 recovery. Minor backup goalie, but if he grows a little bit, I wouldn't mind having, Gruel here as the backup. He's 21 years old now, so he can't go back to junior. Highly potential. I feel like some people said I didn't say his name right, but I'm, pretty sure it's pronounced Gruel. We'll give him a contract. Again, he'll be the AHL backup. Solin there will be the starter. Sergeev, unfortunately, we just have to let go at this point. And the fact that we still have another high league goalie is crazy. Definitely we'll have to use one of them in a big-time trade. And now looking at forwards here, guys, which usually I look at first. For some reason, I'm looking at last this time. So all 12 of our NHL forwards are still under contract. Joseph here actually grew to an 80. Power forward, 93D awareness, 3-star physical. I mean, he's kind of slow. He definitely could play 4th line. Roll there's depth forward. I mean, if Wilson drops in rating, maybe I just keep Wilson scratched to be like the team dad or something. Andronov definitely needs a contract. He's been solid for us in the AHL. Wants a lot though, so we'll just qualify. Isaac Rosen here is 27. Normally don't bring those players back, but he's actually been solid for us in the AHL. Look at that, 60 points or whatever. I don't mind. All right, guys, so Isaac Rosen's coming back. I showed him on the AHL team, but he's an AHL player. I think after that, honestly, it was just all AHL contracts. So we do have $5.7 million if we need it. Again, I don't think we do, so it might make sense to keep it, for the trade deadline, because that way you have a better chance to bring back essentially a $10 million player at 50%. Even though you only have them for the last couple months, it's probably better than, a $5 million player the whole year. All right, guys, so I just did a double check on all the contracts. Literally all we need for next season is 1 AHL defenseman. Apart from that, we are good to go. So again, if there is somebody who's can't pass on for $5 million because they're an 87 or an 88, I'll definitely sign them. But if not, again, I kind of like that flexibility for the trade deadline. If there is a superstar available, try and get them at 50%. So we'll see here. We got 5.7. Matthew Tkachuk would be kind of awesome to, reunite the Tkachuk brothers. 13.7. Oh, man. We'd have to clear up $8 million in cap space. It's an idea. It's definitely an idea. I'll have to see if it makes sense at all. You got Mason McTavish there, who's now a UFA at 27. Tage Thompson. Michkov's a UFA at 25. Jeez. This Barry dude, Sikorsky. Bowen Byram, 89 overall defenseman, only asking 8.4. That's pretty reasonable. Hyman wants 9.5. McGroarty there wants almost 12. Maloney. Okay, so, tons of good players. Cole Eisman's available again. As I mentioned, though, I think our forward group, honestly, is good. Kovalenko, 5.5 for an 87 is actually quite fair. Really good playmaker there. 92 passing. Don't really need him, but that's definitely the best value for agent I'm seeing. Take a look at goalies out of curiosity. Andronov, 88. Bottinger, 87. Spencer Knight's available. Dostal. Take a look at two-way, just in case there's a medium league goalie that fell, but Cuff there, 20-52 medium starter. Honestly isn't worth it. So AHL skaters here, two-way. Sort by potential. Kalen Lynn, 25-77. we could sign him. I don't even know if he honestly makes our forward group. Dragicevic, though, definitely would. I just mentioned, wait, no way. No way. Stan Plika, 25.79. What are the Red Wings doing? How are you not signing him? I mean, in fairness, it doesn't look like he grew too much for whatever reason. So, definitely, I want Stan Plika on the team. Dragicevic also could be decent. Worst case, we're going to have like a 7th guy, but we have, you know, some contract spots. Same goes for Lynn. TJ Gilling here also available, 23.77 high top 9. A lot of time left to grow. I actually saw he was playing on the San Jose Barracuda when we played them in the Calder Cup finals, so maybe he wants to come to the winning team. We'll offer him a 3-year deal. Kalen Lynn, I mean, we could get him too. Like, might as well on a 1-year. Probably replace, you know, some 27-year-olds at some point. And now next year, guys, I got to make a tough decision. That's trading away the captain, Tom Wilson. I was just thinking about it. He's 81 overall. Last year, he literally only played 4th line for us. Didn't play special teams because defensive awareness there isn't the best. He's just physical. We've got a couple guys in the AHL who are both 80 with good defensive stats that can play that 4th line spot. I feel like it makes a lot of sense here to dump his $6.5 million salary, especially if we can use that money to potentially get Matthew Tkachuk. Even if we miss out, we're really not, you know, risking anything here. I mean, it'd be nice, though, some to LA so we can just kind of chill his last, you know, couple years in the NHL. In LA, be relaxed. I'm trying to get back a 3rd round pick. If they say no, I'd honestly do this for a 4th. Again, I feel bad, but I'm going to make some tough decisions here because we haven't won a cup yet. If we had won a cup, I'd be more lenient. We'll see what the Kings say. Trades rejected. All right, so might just have to take back a 4th. I mean, the fact that we're, you know, even getting a pick for him at his salary is pretty good. And there we go. We do get a 4th round pick. So that leaves us about 11 million. Matthew Tkachuk wanted like 13. I was actually looking at it, guys. We could trade away Fairbury as well because Landon DuPont here is going to need an extension after this season. We're going to need a lot of money for that. So we could trade away him, potentially sign Tkachuk, still have, you know, a few million, and then, you know, worry about kind of next season when it happens. If you look at the NHL defense here, I feel like you got Case who could get called up, Dvorak, Masters, Vorobev could potentially, you know, jump in rating. One of the guys we signed, like Stan Plika, could be our number 6 in the NHL. So I feel like we'll be okay with whatever the guy that is, plus Perez on the bottom pair. Now looking at 2 guys, if we do bring in Matthew Tkachuk, we are going for it all next season because Miroshnichenko, Boychuk, McCamey all need extensions on top of DuPont and Perez even probably want more money. Like, we're going to lose a lot of guys, but next season we're going to have an absolutely stacked team. Also, too, guys, Fairbury had a -8 last year, so really didn't do amazing considering the fact Quinn Hughes was a +52. We can get some value for him somewhere. I think, like I said, it's a tough decision to make, but it will be worth it. All right, guys, so I'm trying to get Scott Legacy here from the Nashville Predators. 20 years old, 77 overall, high top 4 potential, defensive defenseman, 88 D awareness. I could definitely see him making our top 6 in like a couple of years, which honestly, if he's still making like league man, would be huge. The value is pretty equal. I'll definitely add to this if I need to, but the fact they like Fairbury, he's on the block, they might say yes 1-for-1. And they do. Okay, so it's a great trade. We get the cap space. We get a good prospect defenseman for the future. Now I'm going to go and try and reunite a couple more brothers on this team. Already have the Grieva twins. Can we get the Tkachuk brothers? Matthew wants 13.75 for 4 years. We got 15.2 in cap space. Obviously, after this, we're going to have to make some tough decisions, trade some guys or whatever. But 4 years, 13.75. I mean, could we get outbid on this? Like, I'm wondering if we can honestly get him cheaper. There's no other teams interested right now. Oh, man, this is tough. I might just offer what he's asking because 14 seems crazy. Maybe even 13.5. Ooh, 3 years, it's 11.5. Why is he so much cheaper on a 3-year? That's actually all we need him for. Maybe, I don't want to get too greedy. I guess we could bring someone in if we missed out on him, honestly. But we need to save a bit of money. If he'll do 3 years, 12 million, hopefully no one else offers him like the 14. We only do need him for 3 more years as well. Let's see what he says, because like saving $1.5 million honestly is going to be big for us in the future. Hopefully I don't regret, you know, kind of being a bit greedier there. Bemstrom, we're not trying to bring in any salary. The fact too we have his brother, you'd think he'd for sure come and join our team. All right, guys, TJ Gillen said yes. So AHL team got a little bit better. Kalen Lynn, Dragicevic, Stan Plika, which is huge. Come on down, Matthew Tkachuk. Let's go. So we risked it. Basically, no other team had the money or, you know, willing to pay him that big contract. He said yes, 3 years, 12 million, which is awesome, awesome, awesome. And somehow at this point, we actually still have 4 million in cap space. I could potentially bring in like a 1-year rental defenseman just in case any of our AHL guys don't grow. Like an Artem Zub, for instance, 82 wants 2 million. The thing is, like, I feel, you know, the younger guys could probably use the ice time. I feel like I'm going to risk it. Worst case, I'll just trade for a guy if none of the AHL guys are able to step up. And next year, you guys are making one more move in the summer. Trying to make a couple extra AHL players to Buffalo for a 3rd round pick. I mentioned keeping Rosen, but honestly, I looked at it. We don't need him. There's a lot of guys that are younger, still growing, that I'd rather have playing. Masters here has 1 year left, but we have some other defensemen now after signing Stanley Cup, Dragicevic, so can trade him as well. If we get a 3rd, it's definitely worth it. They say no, but quite close to fair value, so probably looking at a 4th, which honestly is more fair anyways. So there you go. After those moves, I mean, look at our draft picks. Actually have a decent amount next year. We got some young players. The team, you look at the trade values, it's unreal. McKenna, the Tkachuk brothers, Hughes, Sider, Landon DuPont, Hagens, like, this team is stacked. And look at this, guys, a blockbuster trade in the summer. Bowen Byram in a 3rd going to Boston. Pittsburgh there gets Pavel Zach in a 4th. So we're now at the start of the fall here, guys. As you can see in the bottom left, we still have almost $6 million in cap space. And unfortunately, none of our AHL defensemen group. But I see Kuznetsov here still available in free agency. 8th year overall, wants $6 million. Currently an RFA with Montreal Canadiens. 890 awareness and shot block, 90 stick check. As a bottom pairing guy, he'd be incredible. Now, definitely not signing him long term because, as I mentioned, we have a ton of extensions. I'm looking at 1 year and then flip him for whatever we can get. He wants 2,375. I'm assuming Montreal just doesn't have the cap space. Otherwise, at this point, he definitely would be signed. So, I'm going to offer him 2.5, which is going to cost us like a 3rd or a 2nd. Going to cost us a 3rd. So, if they can't match that, I think we are absolutely stealing him because we could probably trade him for a 2nd round pick next season. And there we go, guys. They accept the offer as of now. Montreal, though, does have a chance to match. Montreal Canadiens not willing to match. So they just must not have the money. We got a very good defenseman there for basically free. Alright, guys, so next I'm going to show what the team's looking like for next season. I feel like the last couple years I said we're Stanley Cup contenders, but like this year more than any, it's cup or bust, especially because we're going to be losing so many players due to like just not having the cap space. The first line's nasty though. Brady Tkachuk, Gavin McKenna, and Matthew Tkachuk. Are you kidding me? They're all 93 or higher, so even though they're not getting a great chemistry boost, like, come on. I can't see a first line being that good in the rest of the league. Even the second line, it's got to be one of the best second lines. Boychuk, Hagens, Miroshnichenko, 88, 89, 90, they get a +5. You got Crystal actually on the 3rd line because he played pretty well last year on the 4th. Playing McCamey there in the middle, who's obviously very good defensively. Same with Berkeley Catton. 4th line, you got Leonard and the Greba twins. I feel like they'll be fine 4th line, like 88 D awareness, 92 D awareness. Leonard's got 89. I think they'll probably be one of the better 4th lines in the league. Like, our forward depth's insane. Defensively, still led by Hughes and Sider on the top pair. You got Howden, DuPont on the 2nd. So, DuPont, of course, the high elite, down 86. 1 year left on his entry level. Howden there, 82, medium elite. Defensive defenseman, solid defensive stats. He's got 4-star defense, 4.5-star physical. Luckily, entry level for the next 3 years. I want him in that top 4 growing because as we need him to get good while he's still on that cheap deal. And then the bomb pair there, you got Perez playing with Kuznetsov, who we just added. Again, like, this guy's very, very solid for a 1-year player. Like, could not ask for more for that 3rd round pick. Goaltending-wise, you got Guyan starting now at 85 with the Butterfly X Factor. Ball backing up's at 84 now, so we actually have some options in terms of our goaltenders. AHL, Solin actually grew to an 80. Gruel there's a 67. He's got the high elite. Look at the AHL forwards. You got Alexis Joseph's an 81. Beck, Andronov. Lyons a 79 now. Sadu here. Power forward. 5-star physical. He could get called up to like the bottom 6th NHL if we need him. Ginla on the 4th line. Tons to look forward to. Pretty good chemistry too. Like 3 of the 4 there, the +2. Defensively, so I had Dvorak playing with Perez, but they're actually getting a -2, which is why I had to go and sign Kuznetsov. Casey's still there leading the defense. Palika, Legacy. We just traded Fairbury for 77 high top 4. If he can grow, that's huge for us. Even Vorobev, 78, low elite. Dragicevic there. Like, a lot of those AHL defensemen, they're in the high 70s. As long as, like, you know, a couple of them do grow, we'll have a much easier time in the next couple seasons, you know, filling some holes. In terms of the captaincy, of course, after trading away Tom Wilson, had to name a new captain. And the C goes to Gavin McKenna. Pretty easy choice. I also gave an A there to Brady Tkachuk, and I actually gave Quinn Hughes back his old number because, of course, Tom Wilson was wearing it. So you guys can let me know if you want me to change it up or anything, but I feel like I like that captaincy. Now, finally here, guys, I will show you the ratings for next season. Again, like, it's got to be cup or bust. Let's see what these ratings are looking like. We got 100 offense, 97 defense, 88 goaltending. It's showing Matthew Tkachuk there, which kind of sucks. I wish it showed McKenna wearing the C, but that's all right. As I mentioned, this team is stacked for next year. All we got to hope for is a good playoff sim, but that's going to do it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed it, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.